Hi, it's Sandy from Sandyempowers, and welcome to day 16 of the Visibility Challenge. So, I hope you are being more visible in your life. I hope you're showing up more for you. Today, I wanted to shine the spotlight on relationships. So think of all the relationships that you have. And you may say, well, I don't really have any relationships. But in the broader sense, you have a relationship with yourself, with your money, with your health, as well as whatever people you are connected with, whether by birth or by day-to-day interactions. These are all forms of relationship. And the common factor is you. So if anything's not working out in your relationships, or if you don't have a relationship that you would like to have, then perhaps you need to do something about your relationship with you. One of the things that I like to work on is the inner child. The inner child is that part of you that's been stuck in trauma, perhaps at an early age, under the age of 7. And for the sake of this exercise, let's imagine that your inner child is 3. How does your inner child feel about what you're doing or not doing? And if you really were looking after a little 3-year-old and feeding her what you feed yourself and doing the things that you do with yourself, would that be in their best interests? So just breathe that in for a moment. Would you change something if you were a 3-year-old? Would you want someone to look after you differently, to treat you differently? And perhaps the answer is yes. Perhaps you're working too hard. Perhaps you need to play more. So I invite you to have a conversation with your 3-year-old. What does your 3-year-old want? What does your 3-year-old need? What fears does your 3-year-old have? What's your 3-year-old angry about? How is your 3-year-old hurt or sad? And what can you do about that? In changing the relationship with you, you can have an impact on your other relationships. And I love the story of my coach, Rikka, who wrote an article saying, if money was your friend, if money was your lover, would you still be friends? So imagine money arrives at your door and you open the door and you go, you're late. Where have you been? You're not enough. And then, as we often do when we're running late on paying bills, you say, well, you need to go now. I need to send you here and here and here and here. So if that was a friend and that's the way that you were treating them, how do you think they'd feel? Are they going to come round very often? So if that's the way that you've been treating money, perhaps you could treat it with a bit more appreciation and gratitude. Be grateful every time you receive some money. Thank it for being there. Invite it to come more often. So the challenge I'm suggesting for the next few days, I'm inviting you to, is to look at your relationship with you, the 3-year-old part of you, and then as an extension of that, after 3 days of looking after your 3-year-old perhaps, look at the wider implications of relationships in your life and see how that can change everything by changing the way that you relate to you. Thank you for watching. I look forward to hearing how you go. It's not easy looking after a 3-year-old, even if it's an imaginary one or an unseen one. But remember that this 3-year-old wants to be safe, loved, seen, heard, appreciated, and lots of play. Enjoy. Thank you.